Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So, I'm Ricky Rondon. I'm a student hireability navigator here at Workforce Solutions. And at Workforce Solutions, we connect people to employment opportunities so that people can advance and participate in the community. However, we recognize that people with disabilities often face challenges that can prevent them from getting to that stage. So we have the great pleasure today of introducing Melinda de la Cruz with Disability Rights Texas. They do some outstanding work here for our community, and we're so grateful that we're able to highlight their work and connect you to their great services. So, Melinda, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I hope everyone's doing great this morning. Like Ricky said, my name is Melinda de la Cruz with Disability Rights Texas. I am an education advocate for this whole South Texas region. I go ahead and I cover Brownsville all the way to Laredo, and there are several advocates here in the Valley locally. There's also two other advocates, Roy Ballesteros, in the education advocate here in the Valley, Rosa Torres, our senior attorney, also in the education team. We also have attorney Carol Sanchez in the San Benito area for the foster care system. And we have Stephanie Sines. And so there are several more of us here in the Valley lately compared to before. Some of you may be wondering, who is Disability Rights Texas? That's what I run into a lot. They're like, who are you? What do you do? So just to give you a little bit of information about us, we are the protection and advocacy system for the state of Texas. We are also a nonprofit organization. Somos un sistema de advocacia y protección, y también somos una organización sin fondos lucrativos. During this PowerPoint, I am going to try to translate for everybody, so just so that you know. We also are federally mandated. We do receive federal funding, but just to clarify, we are not a state or a federal agency. Tenemos un mandato federal, recibimos fondos federales, pero no somos una agencia del Estado o de federal. We also provide, along with advocacy, we also provide legal-based services. Proporcionamos servicios legales también para los clientes con discapacidades. Disability Rights Texas. There is a little short video I'd like to share with you just because it's an amazing video and it leaves an impact.
All people deserve basic human rights. That's why Congress created a system of protection and advocacy agencies, also known as P&As, to protect and advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. Because in the past, they have not been treated equally. For most of the 20th century, the phrase out of sight, out of mind was more than just a popular saying. It was the means for dealing with an unwanted segregated from society, locked away in institutions, or remained isolated at home with absolutely no services, not even an education. They were abused. Then, in 1973, ABC News cameras exposed the filthy living conditions and poor treatment inside Staten Island's Willowbrook School, which housed people with developmental and intellectual disabilities. It shocked the nation.
The doctor had warned me that it would be bad. It was horrible.
Finally, in 1975, Congress acted. They mandated that every U.S. state and territory have an official protection and advocacy agency. P&As go by many names, but their mission is the same, to protect and advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. Together, the P&As form the National Disability Rights Network, taking on issues affecting people with all kinds of disabilities. No other organizations have the sweeping access authority that P&As have. They go anywhere services for people with disabilities are provided, from schools to hospitals to prisons and jails, to monitor conditions and listen to concerns. They make sure people with disabilities are treated equally, with dignity and respect, and never have to face the same kind of mistreatment they saw at Willowbrook. PNAs ask the public for input on which issues to take on in their communities. PNAs can fight against abuse and neglect in residential services, to end exploitation at work, for fair treatment in the criminal justice system, for equal access to public education and voting, for accessible communities and services and assistive technologies, and countless other issues. That's the protection and advocacy system. Click here to find the PNA for your state or territory, and subscribe for more videos from the PNA network at Rooted in Rights.
So as you can see, when I said we are the PNA for the state of Texas, we have been assigned by Congress to be the protection and advocacy for all individuals with disabilities in the state of Texas. So I feel very privileged to be a part of this organization. Who do we help? We help individuals with disabilities. We help children and adults, no age limit. Ayudamos en nuestra organización a niños y adultos con discapacidades. It may be a physical or a mental disability, que tenga una discapacidad física o mental. Pueden ser las personas que nosotros podemos ayudar. The broad ranges of disabilities may include an adult onset disability and chronic health conditions, autism, developmental disabilities, emotional impairments, learning disabilities, mental illnesses, physical disabilities, sensory disabilities such as blindness or deafness, traumatic brain injuries. As we all know, there's a wide range of disabilities. It doesn't matter what your disability is. Disability Rights Texas is here to help you. What do we do exactly? Our mission is to help people with disabilities understand and exercise their rights under the law, ensuring their full and equal protection in society. Nuestra misión de parte de DRTX, lo que hacemos nosotros es ayudar a las personas con discapacidades comprender y ejercer sus derechos bajo la ley para personas con discapacidades en la comunidad. So what I would always like to tell my clients is that we are here to work together. We are here to learn together. And there's so many laws, there's so many policies, and they change every day, as we all may know. But that is why we're here for. That is why these advocates are here, is to be able to be on the side of the individual, to be able to provide someone and to be able to guide them and to be able to provide the information and the resources that they may need to be productive in life, to be able to feel self-worth. And we need someone there besides us. We all do. And so Disability Rights Texas is here to reach out to our community. Our vision and our values. We envision a society where all people have dignity and worth. People with disabilities have basic human needs that are no different from those of all people. They have a right to freedom from neglect, exploitation, discrimination, isolation, and the right to be included in all aspects of their community. The Developmental Disabilities Assistance and Bill of Rights Act that created protection and advocacy organizations puts forth the following values. Disability is a natural part of the human experience. Disability does not diminish the right to live independently or to exert control and choice in your life, because people with disabilities are at a greater risk of abuse, neglect, exploitation, and violations of legal and human rights. Protection and advocacy organizations like ourselves, Disability Rights Texas, have been created and are needed. How do we fulfill this? By providing direct legal assistance to provide with disabilities with rights, when the rights are threatened or violated. Proporcionamos asistencia legal directa a personas con discapacidades, derechos cuando sus derechos han sido violados. We also protect the rights of individuals and groups of people with disabilities through the courts and judicial system. También protegemos a los derechos de individuales con discapacidades y grupos de personas con discapacidades a través de las cortes y sistemas de justicia. So our organization has a group of advocates, and we also have a group of attorneys. Every team has a group of attorneys. Every team has a group of advocates. We always go in and always want to work with the district, or we want to work with our community. But there are attorneys in our organization who oversee all of our work and are always there to be able to provide any guidance that any advocates may need. Advocates, what we do is we advocate for laws and policies that protect and advance the rights of people with disabilities. We have policymakers within our organization who are always going out there and trying to change policies for the better for our community. And obviously for individuals with disabilities in this case. We are here to inform all individuals of the rights of people with disabilities and to inform and refer individuals to programs and services. So not only do I provide advocacy work, but I also provide presentations. I also provide sessions and where we can go into a little further as far as, for example, my forte is the education. So I am part of the education team. So I like to go into the schools and provide the staff, the teachers, any extra resources that they may need that are out there, because we all know that when we are teachers, we are very busy teaching that classroom. And so sometimes we need someone to come out here and just remind us of all the laws and the policies and the new resources that are out there to help our students with disabilities. We also do different presentations, let's just say, on the IDEA law, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. We provide presentations for parents who may want a little bit more information as far as what is special education services, what is Section 504, how can my child benefit from that? So otra cosa que también hago no nomás de dar servicios de advocacia, pero también doy presentaciones y me gusta ayudar a mi comunidad bastante y ayudar a mis padres a entender qué es la diferencia de la educación Special Ed y qué es la diferencia de Section 504 y también qué son los beneficios si mi niño tiene una discapacidad, qué son los beneficios de estos servicios que están en las escuelas o que están en la comunidad que mi niño o mi niña puede beneficiar. And so we are out here also to provide all this information to them, let them know what Texas Workforce has for them, let them know what tropical behavior, you know, we're here to let them know that there's services and that there's people in the community that care for them. What issues do we handle? Like I mentioned before, our organization doesn't just handle one thing. We do cover a varied amount of area. We work priority legal advocacy, legal rights, and legal representation in our community integration. We also have a team who focuses on voting rights. We have an institutional rights and civil liberties team, healthcare, housing, employment, access, transportation. We also have a team who provides disaster relief. Lately, with all the disaster relief we've been having, we realized that our community with disabilities are being left out. They weren't able to communicate with FEMA. They weren't able to communicate with those resources. And so we have advocates going out into the community and searching for these individuals so that we can be able to reach them and provide these resources that are available within our community. Education, which is what I told you is the team that I work on. I was a prior educator before I joined Disability Rights Texas. And so education is something that I hold dear to my heart, and being able to advocate for my kiddos as their advocate is just something amazing that I get to do every day. We also have a team that works with protection and support in the foster care. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Carol Sanchez out of San Benito who takes care of the foster care, and she is our attorney here. We take care of voting, we take care of census. We are here to help our community in any way that we can. Por si en caso que necesitan ayuda, nosotros participamos en la comunidad. Tenemos un equipo de advocacias que trabajan directamente con los derechos de votación, de protección y derechos civiles. Cuidamos de la salud. También tenemos advocates que se encargan de alojamiento, empleo, accessibility, transportación, alivio de desastres, también el equipo de educación, como le había avisado que yo trabajo con, y también protección y advocacia en el cuidado de la crianza en nuestra comunidad. Nosotros estamos aquí para poder ayudar a nuestra comunidad en cualquier manera que podemos. Claro, nosotros los encargamos de ayudar a los individuales con discapacidades y tenemos diferentes equipos en nuestra organización que les puede ayudar, que son especialistas en estos diferentes departamentos. Claro que nosotros después podemos ayudar en todo, pero siempre es mejor trabajar con alguien que se especializa en eso directamente. Así como yo le había avisado antes, yo trabajo con el equipo de educación, yo me encargo de todo, todo lo que se trata de los individuos con discapacidades que están en las escuelas. Pueden hacer niños desde 0 hasta 21, porque ya sabemos que tenemos niños de 18 plus que se pueden quedar en la escuela y terminar la escuela un poquito más tarde. Yo represento a todos esos niños. Claro que yo represento a mi comunidad. Cuando tengan preguntas, con mucho gusto me pueden llamar. Y si yo no les puedo ayudar, yo les puedo dirigir a alguien en mi equipo que sí les puede ayudar. Eso sería a otra persona que es una advocate o directamente con nuestros abogados. Our education priorities. My forte, what I do in this education team is I am in charge of being an education advocate. I attend ARDs with parents and with students who need a person to be able to attend a meeting. Let's just say they just need someone there on their side to be able to understand what's going on in the meeting. I attend ARDs when parents want an initial evaluation. We tend as parents either getting an outside evaluation, or we as parents tend to see our child struggling, or our teacher asks, would you consider an evaluation? Parents sometimes don't know where to start. And so I could come in even from the very beginning and advocate and just help and provide resources and services to the parents as far as how to receive the initial evaluation to see if their child does qualify for special education services or 504 services, either one. I also attend ARDs to make sure that our individuals with disabilities are receiving all the supports and services that they may need. If an individual needs speech therapy, that those services are being provided in school. If the individual needs occupational therapy, physical therapy, adapted PE, we go into these ARD meetings or 504 meetings, and we're there to work with the district, because we all know that the best way to gain something or the best way to change something or make something better for a child is by working together as a team. And so if we have our teachers, if we have our principals, if we have our admins and our parents and the student themselves in the room working on a plan that best works for them, we can start seeing a positive impact in these individuals with disabilities, because we've placed the proper supports and services for them. Every individual has the ability to learn. Every individual has the ability to progress in life. All we need are the proper supports and services in place for us to be able to do so, whether that's in employment in an office, or whether that's at school, or whether that's out in the social networking life, also within your own home. So that is what I do. We focus on discipline, removal of school citations, positive behavior directions or support. If a child may need a functional behavior assessment with a proper behavior intervention plan, we are there to help and facilitate that and work again with this committee to ensure that this is being planned out for the child and being placed in that IEP, the individual's education plan. And that is why it's called an IEP, because it is focused on that one individual. Every student learns a different way. We all know that. I am a very hands-on learner. I am a very visual learner. I am an auditory learner. I have to have it all in front of me for me to learn. And so everyone is different. And so we're here to ensure that every student receives that proper individual education plan when needed, of course, along with the supports and services that they may need. We are here helping in the ending and preventing the illegal seclusion and restraints. We are here to make sure that all of our individuals with disabilities are included with the rest of the community. We are huge in advocating that every individual should be part of our community, and that includes in our school systems. All of our students do have a right to be a part of the general education, and so we are here to ensure that that happens. We are here to ensure the transition planning happenings. You know, once our students turn a certain age, we know that every year our students are changing. So we're here to ensure that these transition plannings are in place, whether it be transitioning from junior high to high school, transitioning from high school into the 18 plus program, and from the 18 plus program out into the real world, going out there and getting jobs and seeking this and seeking how to fill out a resume, how to apply for jobs. And so this is all part of that transition planning, making sure that they're receiving these skills and these trainings in their school, which is a big part of Workforce Solutions. And I know that they're always in our schools and providing these vocational rehab counselors, and which do amazing jobs with our community. We are here navigating special educations during this pandemic. And so right now, with everything being different for everybody, and I guess what everyone says is the out of the norm due to COVID, we are here to assist parents in our community with any questions that they may have as far as how should my child's education be looking? What should my child be receiving right now? If my child does receive special education or 504 services, what should they be receiving since they're at home? Virtual learning. And so we're here to help you with those questions and concerns. We're here to assist you in providing you the resources that are out there for your child during this time. We also focus a lot on early intervention childhood. We are very, as the prior educator, I'm very adamant that, early child intervention is very important. And so we are also here to provide, like I said before, some of our clients are 0 to 3 years old. And so we're here to assist parents with even the little ones, 0 to 3, making sure that they receive those services that they need even before they enter the public school system. Nosotros estamos aquí para ayudarles en lo que necesiten durante este tiempo diferente y dificultad con la situación de COVID-19. Si tienen preguntas en referencias de cómo mi niño debe de estar recibiendo su educación durante este tiempo, como estamos en la casa, si su niño o niña recibe Special Education Services o 504 y se están preguntando, pues si estamos en la casa, ¿cómo deben de recibir su speech therapy? ¿O cómo van a recibir su occupational therapy? O su tutoría, simplemente así. Son preguntas que todos como papás tenemos en este momento y los preocupamos que nuestros niños no van a progresar con sus académicas porque es un tiempo muy difícil, pero con los soportes y los servicios que los niños necesitan y que deben de recibir, si están apropiados, entonces todos nuestros niños deben de poder estar avanzando en las escuelas durante este tiempo, no deben de estar perdiendo nada de sus servicios. Si tienen preguntas en referencias de eso, si tienen preguntas de mi niño necesita una evaluación, me dice la maestra que mi niño tiene bastantes dificultades en la clase, no sé qué hacer, ¿qué es una evaluación? ¿Qué es Special Education? ¿Qué es 504? Yo estoy aquí para contestarle todas esas preguntas. We also help in assistive technology, child find, the underserved, advice and supports on other issues. And so, right now that we're all home, I'm not able to go out into the community, but I love going out into my community. I love attending fairs and, Boys and Girls Club events and going directly into my community and speaking with my community directly and answering the questions and concerns that they have right then and there. And we're not able to do that. But just to rest assured, I am still here. We have our 1-800 number. We have a direct line. We have email, or I can also schedule Zooms with any individual that may have any questions as far as anything as their rights or protections for an individual with disabilities during this time. We also have a team who focuses on the COVID issues during this time. So if you may have that, our organization is here to help you with that. What do we do? So what don't we do? So we don't do divorces, we don't do bankruptcy, we don't do Social Security eligibility claims, we don't do guardianship, but we do alternatives like supportive decision-making. And so if you have any questions about supportive decision-making for any of your individuals with disabilities that are turning 18, please contact us. We do have different alternatives that are available for you out in the community as well. We don't do criminal cases and we don't do personal injury cases. How do we decide what cases we take? Some of you may wonder. We look at the details of the case. We look at other resources that are out there. We see if there's self-help, priority areas, organizational resources, and the benefit that that individual with disabilities will receive by us advocating for them. Where are we located? We are located all over Texas. And so the little short clip that showed you earlier, we are national, but here in Texas, we do have offices clear across Texas. We have them in Lubbock and Dallas, El Paso, Houston, San Antonio, Austin is our main office. And then of course, here in McAllen, we do have a main office here in McAllen. And you do have some local advocates as well to reach out to, along with our 1-800 contact number. Where can you reach out to us? Disability Rights Texas. My main office is in Austin, 2222 West Baker Lane, Austin, Texas. We do have a 24-hour online intake line. Any questions, any concerns, whether it be education, whether it be employment, whether it be accessibility, COVID issues, housing issues, anything that you may have, voting rights issues. Right now, we're going out there and we're voting. If you're having any issues as far as accessibility to these voting centers, any issues with voting at all, you could go ahead and give us a call at this 1-800 number, and our intake specialist will direct you directly to the right team that can assist you. If we are not able to help you, we are always here to give you resources or advice and lead you in the right direction, but please do give us a call at 1-800-252-9108. We also have a statewide video phone, and we have a toll-free line for current clients in case you need to give us a call. You can reach us on Facebook, on Twitter, and we also have a webpage, drtx.org, if you have any questions, or for the community that's here in South Texas, if you have any questions or ever shall have any need or any concerns that you may have, I am here to assist you in. Feel free to give me a call. No question is a small question. I love my community. I am here to help and guide you in the right direction. Thank you so much again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Melinda, for this important information. And I did go ahead and post all this contact information on the chat for all of you watching this video so you can access. So I do want to point out, right, that, all this work you do is so impactful, Melinda. And when we look into advancing in inclusion, being aware about your rights, about how to become a self-advocate is so crucial for that process. So that's why I think the work that you do and your agency is so valuable. And in order to continue advancing and maximizing this transition process, right, it's important for us in the community to collaborate and create those partnerships to create a comprehensive and holistic approach to creating systemic solutions. So we're so grateful because you share that approach. So we look forward to continue collaborating, and thank you for sharing this information here with us today. And we look forward to what's to come, right?
Thank you. And it's just like you said, Ricky, knowledge is power. And the more knowledge that we can gain, the better that we know what our rights and our laws are, and that way we can protect each other in our community. So thank you so much once again, and we're here to work together as a community.
Definitely. Thank you all.